How you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing swell in these times. So today on the Bearded One, I'm gonna talk about passion versus profit. What I mean by that basically is that a lot of times I've seen that there's always this discussion about whether profit should take precedent to passion. That means that there are people who are asking the question, look, if I'm passionate something and I would love to do this thing or that thing, should I do it at all cost versus chasing profit? So if I'm a guy who really loves painting, but I have an opportunity to go to law school, which could allow me to get a corporate job that is almost certainly guaranteed, and I'll be making six figures within 4 to 5 years. Should I pursue law and as for profit, or should I pursue art, my passion? My first question or my point I really want to make is that look, passion is conditional. We can't chase passion for the sake of chasing passion. It has to be conditional. All right. I am sure that when guys were out there in prehistoric days on the prairies, in the jungles, in the forests, on the rivers and the lakes, there were guys there who had no passion for the art of chasing down fish, deer, zebras, giraffes, elephants, whatever it is they were hunting. They were guys that really would rather do something else and spend 5 hours trying to catch some birds or catch an antelope, right? But the reality of survival and eating meant you had to catch food, you had to grow food. And if you didn't do that, you would not be able to have the existence of being alive to even think about passions. The same way that, for instance, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you don't take care of the bottom of the pyramid, there is no self-actualization that's going to happen. That's the reality of it. So when people are talking about passion X profit, I feel like they're misleading people. They are misleading young men and women to chase after passions versus chasing after profit. And the thing about it is you can't guarantee that a passion will always generate profit because there are far more artists, musicians, and whatever else people are passionate about out there who have failed to succeed at it versus people who are chasing profit and are able to take care of themselves, move themselves along Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and on top of that, have the time and the freedom to do what they are most passionate about. So, for instance, a guy who's told by, let me give it two, let's say a family or a couple has two children. One is a son, they're both sons. One is becomes a doctor, one becomes an artist. They both love art and they would love to do it. It's fun. They're twins, for instance. They like doing the same things, right? So these two twins go out there and I'm going to do the same things. You're going to have the same kind of focus in life. But here's the problem. They're given two pieces of advice or two challenges. One is told, listen, go and do what you love, be passionate, go after the art thing. And he goes after it full, headlong, spends all his time on the art. The other is told, son, go be a doctor. Go and become a profession that is profitable, that is always needed. And while doing so, specialize and become a surgeon, a dermatologist, whatever it is. But in your free time, when you are not studying, practicing, going through exams for your doctor's certification, go and spend your time doing the art that you love so much. Spend your time building up your reservoir of art that you design, draw, create. Spend your hobby hours indulging in the thing that you're most passionate about, but spend your working hours in the thing that's most profitable. The two go along in life. The one becomes a doctor, gets certified, gets his own practice, is making good money, works long hours. Over time, he's raking in a ton of money. He's got a house, he's got a nice car, he's got a nice art studio at his house that he's built that he's going to invest in and spend time on that, he's going to follow his art. He's going to do what he feels like doing because he's passionate about art, right? So that's what he's going to do. Now, if the other individual is busy working on doing what he does and eventually starts getting some commissions here and there, but he doesn't get the success he's looking for. He's a great artist, but there's so many great artists in the world, and maybe it's still taking your time to come up to an ability to create art that is unique. So I'm assuming here he's an average artist, that he has not discovered that he is a Picasso, for instance. He's broken up free from the pack and has managed to start selling pieces that sell for millions of dollars. He hasn't managed to do that. So in this case, he is making some commissions, he's making some art. So he is making some money, but he is not as profitable as his brother, who is a doctor. Not only is his brother a doctor, but because of the fact that he's making so much money as a doctor, he's able to travel to Italy. He's able to travel to Mexico and go to see Aztec art and Inca art in Peru. He's able to travel to China. He's able to travel to Japan. He's able to travel to India. He's able to travel to South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, the DRC, and look at art pieces and build his art. He's able to go to Cambodia. He's able to create a website. He's able to have a exhibition which he finances by himself using the money that he's making as a doctor. He does it in a LA studio, or in a Chicago studio, in a London studio, in a Paris studio. Using the money that he has, is able to create that environment of art, or that kind of art. Which one of these individuals do you think is more likely to have art that goes further in life? The doctor who has financed his art. He's basically turned himself into his own bank to finance his art and to push his and promote his art beyond himself, or the artist who from day one has to use his art to survive, and therefore he's in a position where he has to make pieces for commission. He has to make pieces for money. If he doesn't find a way, he is not going to have money to buy a house. And because of the intermittent nature of art sales, he may not be able to sell art all the time, and therefore he doesn't have consistent income. He can't get bank loans, he can't get credit, so he can't build a house, he can't get a studio. Now, of course, I'm being average in my analysis, right? There is definitely a possibility that an incredibly talented artist who's passionate can definitely blow everything out of the water and make $1,000,000 sales. But I'm assuming this is an average situation, which is what most of us will face, the fact that we are facing an average situation. In that average situation, we have to make decisions that provide the best benefits and the best outcomes for our average situation. And in this case, I would state the average person should put profit over passion, because your profit will allow you to invest in your passion versus a passion that will allow you to put you in a situation where you struggle. So let's assume time frame now. Imagine that it takes 15 to 20 years for the artist to finally get sales that on individual art pieces that are so high that he's able to have that nice car, that nice house, while his brother, who's already 10 years ahead of him because he became a doctor in under 10 years, got a practice, started promoting his art. So two things there. Not only is he a successful doctor, he's also a successful artist. And not only that, he's used his medical education to build art pieces that use medicine and the medicine world as a source of inspiration, making his art even more unique. So you see, the one brother is already making millions of dollars, 10 years or so before the other one. And not only that, he's got a skill he can fall back on when there is no commission, because he still has a doctor's practice. So as you can see, profit really is more critical. It's like the food you eat that gives you the energy to do something else. To advise young men, go simply for what you're passionate about, is dangerous, because you haven't determined if what is passionate or you're passionate about has any relationship to the needs of society. Does society care about your passion? Does society need what you're doing? Does society want what you're doing? While profit definitely has everything to do with reality. Are people passionate? Are people desiring what you're selling? Are they desiring what you're creating? Are they desiring what you're doing? If the answer to that is yes, then you have put yourself in a position to earn a decent wage, and even above and beyond it if the skills and the products you're selling are rare and of high quality or luxurious nature. So profit is important. This is why you find the Korean stores on the corners throughout the US, or the Chinese or Indians or whatever owning a gas station, because by ownership of a gas station, the individual is saying to the world, listen, I own a gas station, right? I own this spot. It can be the same anywhere in the world. It could be a gas station in South Africa, a gas station in Mali, a gas station in Nepal. The person owns a gas station not because they are passionate about gas, fuel, diesel, and petrol, or a convenience store. The guy just simply knows that this is what I can do right now, and I've been in a position because my uncle started it or my dad started it. I can build this and get the money that allows me to learn the skills that I need to be able to succeed in the next thing I want to do, or to finance my passion. Whether my passion is a fashion line, I can basically put money into my fashion line. I can definitely grow my fashion line. I can definitely create a line that grows to become something exceptional and incredible. That is what that individual can do. Profit has to be before passion, because profit gives you the space to be able to invest in your passion, to be able to have the time to spend on perfecting what you're passionate about. Or in some cases, it may not be that your passion is something that involves making a living. It could just simply be something you enjoy doing. But for you to afford to do it, you have to pay to make it happen. And that means you have to do something profitable, whether it's you're an engineer, a doctor, a pilot, whatever it is. Maybe it's surfing, maybe it's climbing mountains, maybe it's swimming lakes, maybe it's running marathons, maybe it's just simply drawing or going around the world and eating at the finest restaurants. Passions do not always have to be profitable, but profit definitely puts you in a position to enjoy and make the most of your passions. So if I have to give advice to any young guy in a college situation, or even older guys, listen, prioritize profit, prioritize making money, prioritize getting value and generating value, because that will allow you to have the life that you want. Prioritizing passion does not guarantee that. Prioritizing passion may put you exactly where so many broke artists are in the world. Individuals who would like to achieve something but can't because they don't have the resources. Or the dreamer who would love to eat from the best restaurants on earth but never built a profitable skill or a profitable business or service provision entity, and therefore can never have those things as he desires. So if you have to decide right now between passion and profit, you need to think profitably. Because if you don't, if you choose to be passionate and you choose to be laissez-faire about it, life will make you pay the price. And you do not want to be in your 60s talking about what you wish you could have done but never could, because you never had the money to, because you were too focused on passion, ignoring profit and how important it is to getting the passionate things done. Until next time, hope that helps you. Hope that's a useful way of looking at things. And remember that you should always be doing more, being more, and becoming more on your purpose.